Hi my friends, a very good morning. I'm here at the place today where my grandfather has been already. I think something like 45 years ago, something like that. And it was a quite spontaneous idea. This means 2 days ago I checked the weather maps and I saw that we have an amazing chance for getting red sky. And yeah, we got the warm front and it comes from the west towards the east, and yeah, it's not also too difficult to predict a red sky, to be honest. It's just all about getting the clouds in the right position. The really tricky thing for red sky photography is to find the right subject, or to find a scene that is according to this red sky. And the problem is when you choose for a mountain, and yeah, I mean, I live in the mountains, it's a quite obvious kind of subject. When you choose for a mountain, the problem is, and we have a mountain back there, you can't see it in the moment, I think, I'm not sure, everything is dark because the sun usually is behind the mountain and we don't see any textures or any details here in the foreground, and this gets quite tricky. So what I do is I choose for any foreground that can be used as a kind of reflector. So maybe a lake is a good choice here, or maybe a river. I'm here at the river here in the moment. Also an area with snow coverage can also work. So you get the reflection and everything in the foreground gets a little bit illuminated. This really works here. Yeah, and the problem is I observed the weather maps yesterday again, and yeah, the warm front really comes, the clouds really will come, but around about an hour too late, and this is not good. And so, you know, usually weather predictions come, yeah, very often a little bit too late or too early, and I ditched this idea of coming here, to be honest, but I wasn't able to sleep all too much last night, and I woke up already early enough, and I thought, what about coming anyway here and just have a look what's happened. And this is what I'm trying to do here now. It is a shame. We get zero definition in the sky. So, and it doesn't look that there will come any clouds here, to be honest, over the next 1 or 2 hours or something like that. So what I've done is my original plan was to get this mountain here at the left hand side. It is called Mount Himbery. It sounds crazy. I'm not sure why it's called like that. Maybe it looks like a big himberry, something like that. My original idea was to get the whole Mount Himbery into my frame, and also a little bit of sky, because the red sky was predicted to get exactly right beside this peak. And as we don't get red sky, I zoomed in quite a lot and I took out just a part of the scene. So I cut the Mount Himbery here on the left hand side. I get the mountain at the right hand side in. And what I really like is, because it's quite cold today, -7 degrees, something like that. And we had a little bit of a fog before, also back there. And yeah, what I've done is I took these trees here into my frame with all the hoarfrost on, because this gives a really nice definition here for my foreground. And yeah, I have the reflection of the water, what reflects the sky. And yeah, what's really sad is when I look in that direction now, and it's so obvious because the sun is in that direction. We have so fantastic side light from the left, such a subtle light, and I was so happy to take a photograph from this mountain here, but it's not possible here. We don't have a composition. But anyway, I will take this photograph here right now, and then I will drive with the car a little bit more in that direction. Maybe I have a chance to get the mountain like that up there afterwards. So I would say, let's make the click. So I found one more composition, a quick composition. I found it already before when I had a look at these fantastic trees with this hoarfrost on. And there's so much of contrast and definition, but contrast between all these white hoarfrost leaves, or not really leaves, these are the branches of the tree obviously, and the thicker branches. And yeah, this looks really pretty good, and we have this repetition of all these curves and lines there. And I picked out a little image back there, and yeah, I think I will not I will not explain all too much here. I really have a hurry now because I want to get a little bit more in that direction. I would say let's make the click and let's drive over then to the next spot. So here we go. So I'm still at the same spot, and I just turned around before I photographed in that direction, and the sun is coming up from that direction, to be honest, and at the other side, because we don't have any clouds, just a little bit more back there, and we can't really see all much of them. But what I really like is we have this mountain back there, and we get this amazing pink up there, and a little bit of mist that is rising up here. I saw this mist already when I came here with my car. I live more in that direction, so I drove through this fog before, and now it lifts up a little bit, and this looks really pretty good. The only problem what I have here is the trees here at the left hand side are quite high, and so it's quite difficult to balance the scene. Yeah, to be honest, it's not really possible to balance it here from this point here. But anyway, I really like this. It's this mountain back there. It's a little bit framed with all these trees around here, and a little bit of hoarfrost also on the trees and so on. And this mist back there gives a fantastic isolation, a fantastic separation between all these filigrane trees in the foreground and the mountain back there, and I really like this. I'm at round about, yeah, I have my 1.4 teleconverter on, so my 200mm lens wasn't enough to go close enough. I think around about 240mm, something like that. So I would say, let's make the click. It's burning back there. I have to be quick here, and I have no composition. That's not good. That's really not good. Good work from here. Doesn't look all too bad. A little bit more back. Oh yeah, that's better. It's not good. Yeah, we don't come away with that. I'm really late. Last time when I've been here, it was allowed to drive down here this road, and it's not allowed anymore, so I had to look for a parking place. It's not far away, but anyway, when you don't know where one is, it's a little bit tricky. And I think I took a little bit too much time at my last spot, and that's not good. I think I missed the best light already. But anyway, I think we should take this opportunity, and yeah, it's all about relying on what Mother Nature has to offer you, and we don't know what will really happen. So I will go there where I've planned to go, and fingers crossed that we will get a fantastic photograph there. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. What I'm currently thinking is this mountain back there is fantastically illuminated, and maybe it's possible to get a shot from a little bit more over there, over the trees. And the further we come here in this direction, you see that the trees get lower and lower. I mean, they don't get really lower, of course, but yeah, the mountain gets bigger. you know what I mean. So the perspective, it's all about the perspective. So let's try for that, and I'm not sure if it's possible, but it's always good to try for something. So I found a composition that's, yeah, I mean, it's not a world-class composition or something like that. It's a simple composition of this spectacular mountain back there, and it's also really nicely illuminated. The only problem is the light got really harsh meanwhile, and the reason therefore is simply we have absolutely clear sky. The warm front didn't come. It's also still quite cold. We have -7, and yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it will come in the afternoon or something like that. Like we can't really need it then. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we can't change this. So what I've done is I'm using these trees here in the foreground. I have this mountain back there. I just had a look that I lined all these trees here fantastically with all these lines here back at the mountain. This wasn't all too easy, to be honest, so it were better to go up a little bit higher. We had this possibility here. It's just, yeah, there's a train up there. I mean, there could a train drive up there, and also it's quite steep, and due to my knee injury, yeah, I'm not really happy with that. But it's not ideal, but it's not absolutely bad or something like that. The only thing, the light is quite flat in the foreground. There is not really a sense of depth with my trees here. I just get this depth with the trees and the mountain back there. And as the light is really harsh, I have to do exposure bracketing, and this means I make one normal exposure, one with 2 stops underexposed and one with 2 stops overexposed. It's really extremely harsh. And yeah, I'm not sure if this really will work, to be honest. It will nothing be what I will sell on my web shop, to be honest. But anyway, I would say, let's make the click. Yeah, the question is, I had planned to go to one more spot where my grandfather has painted a painting, or not really a painting, it's more a scribble. I will show it right now. And what you can see here is these twin peaks here at the left hand side. This is one of these peaks where I've been in the early morning today at Mount Himbery. So I think it's not really called Mount Himbery. I think it's Himbery Rock or something like that. I'm not sure. Himbery Peak? Himbery Peak, it's called Himbery Peak. It doesn't really matter, anything with Himbery. Yeah, I think I will break this here now. I will return here when the weather is better. And I think there's really, yeah, the thing is, it's a national park. This is a national park here. The only thing, I mean, it's beautiful. Just look around everywhere. The mountains up there, this amazing mountain ridges, and also this amazing mountain there. It is amazing. The only thing is, the most beautiful part is in the entrance of the national park, and this is where I've been already in the early morning at the bridge, and a little bit this area behind there, and this is the entrance of the national park. The only problem is there are really lots of traces of the human, many houses, also lots of forest, what got cut already a little bit and so on. It's difficult to get a wider vista there. My grandfather painted this, or he made this scribble. I think he painted also a painting. It's just, I think he sold the painting then. He painted around 2,000 paintings, 1,000 he sold, and another 1,000 is what I had access last year, and what I photographed and what I studied already to get an idea how he worked. It's really interesting. There's so much to learn from painting as a photographer. And yeah, I think I will not go today there, but I will return there for sure. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, please give me a thumb up. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.